live first.
Bismillah. Just hold on, Imam Nusrah.
And I come in after Imam Nusrah.
Exactly after Imam Nusrah. I've got about 4 or 5 minutes.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Lillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar wa lillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar wa lillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar kabira walhamdulillahi katsiran wa subhanallahi asila. La ilaha illallah wahdahu wa'ada wa nasara 'abda wa 'azza jundahu wa hazama al-ahzaba wahdahu. La ilaha illallah wa la na'budu illa iyyahu له الدين والملك الكافر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله الله أكبر لا الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر
The mess. I'm hearing terrible feedback.
لا إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله وحده صدق وعده ونصر عبده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله
Imam Nusrah, please now. Yes, please bring it to an end now. Thank you.
لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you so much, Imam Nusrah. Greetings and welcome to everybody for joining us in the Shaykh Fadhlalla Haeri Foundation Eid Salat. We are here to celebrate the end of a blessed month of fasting, a month of abstention, withholding, heightened consciousness and awareness of our intentions and our actions, of our motivation, a month of turning more towards Allah, purifying, emptying, reducing, and refining. We are so blessed to have had this wonderful time of Eid, and today is our day of celebration. But also today we remember those who cannot celebrate the Eid with the abundance, pleasure, and joy and gratitude that we are able to today. May Allah manifest His rahmah to those suffering in Palestine, Myanmar, Syria, and everywhere else who are suffering at the hands of oppressors. But this is also a time that transcends the machinations of man. It is a time of return. The Eid is that which returns us to a newer state of consciousness. Inshallah, we are reborn. Through this way, we become better people, kinder, more compassionate, more aware, and ultimately, most importantly, more accountable for how we are in this world. Shaykh Fadhlalla will be giving us a brief talk, and after that, we will return to Salat and Imam Nusrah, and we wish you every felicity and happiness on this day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Allah, Allah, Allah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah. Life had emerged in a most mysterious way sometime in the far, far past. And life now, nowadays, in the last few thousand years, is experienced by all human beings and all other creatures who are aware of life within themselves. The whole thing is a tremendous magic. It is miracle that there is awareness of awareness. And all of us human beings are driven towards the same destiny, towards the same finality, towards realizing hope. What is hope? What is good expectations? What do you want? What do you desire? What do others want? It is to be secure in the knowledge that the entire cosmos is under most perfect management, under most perfect guidance, governance, and so on. So, as a result, over the last few thousand years, this real understanding of the purpose of life, the direction of life, and the prescription of how to attain that fulfillment in life had occurred over and over in different parts of our tiny little world on this earth. All of them emanate from the desire to touch a zone of contentment that doesn't change, to touch a zone of inner realization, of infinite presence, boundless, timeless light, which is replicated in the heart. So each one of us as human beings, we're containing a treasure which is beyond any measure. And that's your own soul, your own ruh. And all of the arwah have been endowed with this innate knowledge that there is only infinite, boundless oneness. In order to know it, you begin by having been given this discrimination of duality. This is right, this is not right, this is enjoyable, this is despicable, and duality, 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 and balance, which we spend much of our life trying to understand the mechanisms, the chemistry of it, and deal with it so that our conduct becomes such that we don't have much regrets, fears, anxieties, and guilt. So it is conduct, and it is a lot to do with behavior and relationships with others. The truth is that there is no otherness. We're all the same. Deep down, each human being wants the same thing. Reasonable comfort, reasonable health, reasonable friendship, connection at numerous levels, at inner biology level, chemistry level, physics level. You can't have pain and yet you say, I am going to transcend the limitation of this level of consciousness. No, you are in every way. I am, he is, she is. We are obsessed with life. So if there is a danger of my losing life, I have to attend to that until or unless I am fortunate enough to realize that life is forever. My life is not. Your life is not. But whoever has been touched by life is obsessed with life. In the olden days, in the olden languages, they would call it enslavement. So Muhammad was described abduhu wa rasuluh, enslaved to the absolute reality, not the way we human beings misused our strength, our knowledge, our power to enslave other human beings and abuse them. It is an obsession with that which is boundless, timeless, eternal. That is why also in our human endeavors, whatever we do, we ask ourselves, will it last long? Is it reliable? Is it durable? Will you love me forever? Will my wealth last forever? And all of that. Because we want Allahu Akbar. Bigger. Not big. Not good enough. So I was somebody who's very wealthy was asked, what is your wealth? He said, I wouldn't be considered wealthy if I knew what was my wealth. It's Akbar. It's boundless. So also the seeker, if he or she is fortunate enough, they move up this ladder of consciousness, awareness, deeper, bigger, higher, until such time you lose the sense of duality, you being aware. Just become pure awareness. Then you follow Nabi Allah Nuh. Says, it is he who created me and it is he who will guide me. So you don't need to remember. سَنُقْرِئُكَ فَلَا تَنْسَى. You will be made to read it in that instant. The instant is infinite. So Eid is to return to that which was before the idea of you, I, he, she, time and space. It is that initial pre-creational state of, as it says, كَانَ اللَّهُ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ شَيْءٌ مَعَهُ. Pure consciousness with no awareness of anything that is discernible. Now we are in this state, all of us, in a world that has got a lot of interesting, intriguing possibilities and a lot of also sophisticated injustices and abuse in the name of civilization, in the name of this and that. Human being can be the most trickster, but the Quran says, وَلَا غَالِبَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ. So be careful, don't fall into the pitfall of thinking that you are more clever, you're more able, you have additional possibilities, you can leave a big mark on history. What is history? It's a figment of your imagination. There is a passage of time. What is time? Time is hablullah. It is the connection of you and I and he and she with that which is eternal. That's why we always want to have more time. Give me more time. Longer life. Huge industries have emerged because of that desire of love of life itself. But then it becomes personalized. I want to live longer. Who's the I? You're a combination of something that's evolved over billions of years from that unimaginable starting point, which we give different names and labels, from which, from non-existence, all of the universes came about. Equally, they will also end. We may be just over the halfway mark in terms of measurable time. Measurable time emerges from timelessness, returns to timelessness. So if you and I can get retuned, have a Eid, have a return to that timelessness, then we will be the best of the best experiences in this life, knowing that this life is a prelude to permanent, eternal, constant life after leaving the body and the mind behind. So death becomes the next birth, the real celebration of having been exposed to all of these zillions of possibilities, the up and the down and the good and the bad and the right and the wrong, equally knowing living, being in perpetual, if you like, connectedness with that which is from beyond time and space, from which this tiny little thing of space and time has emerged for us to be trained. How do we get trained? Through intelligence, through proper action, through correct action, through regrets, through sorrow, through apologies, through return, back to the moment which is not separate from the infinite. So the issue of time is a very key ladder that you can climb so as you're all the time touching timelessness. That is Eid. That's returning to the origin. The origin and the destiny are the same. All of us want to have hope that tomorrow will be better. And indeed, if you look over the last 5,000 years and measure it according to every few hundred years, you find humanity had improved. Little. But what about divinity, from which humanity has emerged, to which humanity returns? Divinity is the absolute, is the zone of timelessness, is the zone where there is no boundary and no end of time, because it's not within time. You and I and every human being are both an animal that has emerged, evolved, and a spirit or a soul of light that the mind, the feeble mind, cannot comprehend. Our mind is there to mediate between the absolute, the soul and the spirit, and to the material, physical, chemical, worldly scene. So without the mind, the soul cannot be in any way, cannot function, cannot give us life as this little creature who has the illusion of birth and death, has the illusion of being able to act independently. There's no independence. There is cosmic interdependence at every level. But you and I, because we have also been given this other additional consciousness of a person, an entity, some sort of a visible, tangible reality. So because of that, we have to act responsibly. So your conduct, your behavior, your accountability, your honesty, your courage to have that honesty, these are essential ingredients before you are given the privilege of touching a zone which is beyond space and time. It begins with, some sort of a normal human epiphanies, something unusual. There's nothing unusual. The most unusual thing is for you and I and he and she to have this fantasy of being in this world, able to act as though it is our own. It's not. We're given an opportunity in this theater to excel in our action. What is the ultimate excellence in that? To take permission from Allah. How can I take permission from Allah? Take permission from the nur of Allah that is resident in your own heart, your own soul. Take permission from your soul, which is permanent, so that you don't have regrets, sorrow, anxiety, and suffering. This is what we want to return to. This is what we like to excel. This is what we love to share with others if they are up to it. You can't impose it. You can, like a bird, okay, say it, sing it, move on. And if there are a few others, fine. If there are none others, you are spared human drudgery and human lies and confusion. So contentment is what we are after. Contentment doesn't mean in my mind everything is perfect. No. Contentment is to know by your heart that everything emanates from perfection, sustained by perfection, returns to perfection. There is only the perfect one and only creator. For this, we need a bit of practice, and Allah's rahmah is such that action and reaction are equal and opposite, but the reaction or the, if you like, the outcome has been postponed. If it had not been postponed, there would be no life remaining on earth. If immediately the reaction or the response to my stupidity is there, I will not live. It's postponed a bit, so as We see it far, but it is near, inseparable. That Nur is eternal. From it, cascades of Anwar that have beginnings and end and different colors and different forms and different and so on and so on. Human beings are indeed blessed. Indeed, we are all graced by the touch of the eternal light. So we have to celebrate that. And if you celebrate it fully, that one instant will appear to you as being eternal. And it's correct. Every instant carries the touch or the color of eternity. Subghatullah, the color of Allah. So you are here immersed in the intense divine ocean. Be on wudu, breathe as though it's the last breath, and you will be ecstatic. You will truly be in a celebratory state that has no interference in any way that can disturb it. Once you have done this over and over and over, then you will have hardly any fear, hardly any sorrow. لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. And you can't impose that on others. Remain as it is, share, care, have that compassion, have humanity, have humbleness, and be ready for the garden which you are already experiencing. Wassalamu alaikum.
Nusrah, can you take over, please?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Allah will commence with the salah. I will follow the first takbir, and thereafter I will follow with 3 takbirats. I will then recite Surah Al-Fatiha and a short passage of the Quran, and then we will go into the ruku and sujood. And then begin with the second cycle. We will recite Fatiha and the short surah again. And just before we go into the ruku, we will then again recite the takbir 3 times. So it's coming up from reciting the takbir 3 times and then going into the ruku. And then completing the salah. Thereafter the salah, inshallah, we will then recite the khutbah to conclude the major ceremony. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون والله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم والله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون والله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض هو العزيز الحكيم الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل فجعلهم كعصف مأكول الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر 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 كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الحمد لله الذي أتم علينا نعمة الإيمان ومنحنا بفضله هداية القرآن ويوفقنا للخير في كل آن وبطاعته نبلغ كل كمال ونستقيم أمورنا في كل حال وننال السعادة بفضله في العاجل والمال. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله خلق الإنسان فسواه وبدأ تكوينه وأحياه. وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله القائل إذا سألت فاسأل الله وإذا استعنت فاستعن بالله. قال تعالى في كتابه أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداع إذا دعان فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم زينوا أعيادكم بتكبير الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. اللهم اجعلنا من المقبولين واغفر ذنوبنا أجمعين واجعلنا من سعداء الدنيا والآخرة يا رب العالمين. أقول قولي هذا فاستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. الله أكبر 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 كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا وحده صدق وعده ونصر عبده وعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون. الحمد لله الذي تقدست أسماؤه ومجدت رسله وأنبياؤه. نحمده تعالى على نعمة الإيمان ونشكره على ما تفضل من الإحسان وما أولانا من الامتنان. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله الواحد بلا عدد الدائم بلا أمد، شهادة إيمانا وإيقانا وقبول وعذعان. ونشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله سيد ولد عدنان. أما بعد، فإن الله اختار لكم الدين فلا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون، وبين لكم معالم وحدد لكم حدودا. واتقوا الله واعبدوه واتكلوا عليه واطيعوه، والله يجزي المحسنين. واعلموا أن المولى الكريم خص نبيه بالتسليم والتصميم والصلاة، فقال: ولم يزل قائلا عليما وآمرا حكيما، إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم صلاة دائما كاملا إلى يوم الدين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين، واجعل هذا البلد آمنا رخاء سخاء يا رب العالمين. اللهم افتح لنا بالخير واختم لنا بالخير واجعله أواقب أمورنا بالخير، بيدك الخير إنك على كل شيء قدير. اللهم إننا نسألك من فضلك، اللهم إننا نسألك من فضلك، اللهم إننا نسألك من فضلك. Ya Allah, we ask you for Shifa, Uncle Ibrahim Robert, dearest and closest to all of us, no hearts. Ya Allah, grant him recovery and to be amongst us for a long time. May Allah protect the secret of our Shaykh. May Allah keep him safe. May Allah keep him in the courtyard of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and amongst his Prophet's family and beloved. May Allah keep him amongst us. Amen. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وإليك يعود السلام، فحينا ربنا بالسلام وأدخلنا الجنة برحمتك يا السلام. تبارك ربنا عليك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. اللهم اغفر لهم وارحمهم وساكنهم في الجنة. اللهم اغفر لهم ورزق لهم شفاعة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يوم القيامة. اللهم إن كان حياتهم مسلمة زد لهم يصلي، وإن كان حياتهم مسلمة فتجاوز عن سيئاتهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعل قبورهم روضة من رياض الجنة ولا تجعل قبورهم فتنة من النار. اللهم اشفي مرضانا، اللهم اشفي مرضانا، اللهم اشفي مرضانا يا شافي يا شافي يا شافي يا نور يا نور يا نور يا قدوس يا قدوس يا قدوس يا أول الأولين وآخر الآخرين يا رب يا رب يا رب برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين. عباد الله، إن الله يأمركم بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم وأقيموا الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. ربنا الله through salah, through tilawat al-Quran, through tasbih, through dua. May Allah keep our hearts united. May Allah keep us above the situation that we find ourselves in, that we may be instrumental in bringing about swift change rather than perpetuating the situation that we find ourselves in. May Allah protect us all. May Allah grant us to have a day of silent inner reflection. May Allah bring about change in the hearts of those who are technical and pressing those who only want to love and serve the Lord in this way. Eid Mubarak. Assalatu wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi